See if I can find a flat surface somewhere in this workshop that's free and not covered in bike parts, wood, or car parts. Hello everyone and welcome back as we find ourselves in the in-between, the time between Christmas and New Year, where no one's really sure what day it is, what time of day it is, how many sprouts are you allowed to eat. Roasted sprouts are amazing. When you can start drinking. Mead is glorious. Anyway, that's not what I'm here for. I saw a video this morning by the Welsh Viking, Jimmy, which if you haven't seen his channel, there's a link down there in the description. Go and have a watch. He does a lot of excellent videos about debunking certain myths, giving information freely, which is always good. There is some humour in there as well, which I quite get entertained by, so I enjoy them. Go and have a watch if you want, if you have time, unless you're busy getting drunk or preparing more food, because what we all need right now is more food. But the video got me thinking, and his video was talking about goals he'd like to achieve, and it got me thinking about what I would like to achieve with my reenactment, because this year, because it's still 2024 for the moment, even though time is a man-made construct, I started reenacting. My first show was at Glastonbury Medieval Fair back in the end of April, and I've done, hang on, let me have a think now, 5 shows. Glastonbury Medieval Fair, I did a day at Avalon Archaeology in May, then there was Templecombe at the beginning of June, that was a good one, multi-period. Didn't do any in July. Draka at the Abbey, Draka Beorder is the name of the group I'm in. Glastonbury Abbey, and then I did Caldecott Castle. Hang on a minute, that's too many. And then we did another day at Avalon Archaeology again for our Yule feast. We did a day of living history and such. The anglo-saxon longhouse at Avalon Archaeology, or the Avalon Marshes Centre near Glastonbury, and then we had our Yule feast in the longhouse afterwards, which was amazing until the next day when I woke up with some weird smoke inhalation problems and I had a heavy chest. But I suppose that might get used to it. It could kill me. We'll see. So I did 6 shows this past year, my first season. I don't think I'm going to do many more than that every season because the group is based around Somerset. I live in South Wales, near Cardiff, so it's a bit of a trek each time, especially the Templecombe show. It took me 4 hours to get there. It's only supposed to be 2. So achievements for the year, things I'm going to aim for. Now, this isn't a New Year's resolution. I don't do New Year's resolutions because I don't think that, or at least it doesn't work for me, that setting an arbitrary date to start something doesn't work. Just start doing it now. Start thinking about it now. Otherwise, I'm never going to think about it and I'm never actually going to do anything about it. I'm never going to achieve it. That's just how it works for me. It might work differently for you. If you have a system where it works for you, that setting a thing to start doing from a certain date works, brilliant, do that. So things I'd like to achieve this year. Number 1, making more kit. Luckily, I have had things either given to me or made for me. The only parts of my kit, which I'm not wearing any of right now, as you can tell, that I've had to buy was a Burka hat, which I'm not wearing, and my turn shoes, which I'm also not wearing, which I probably should have, really. So that's 2 things I've had to buy. I've got a hood that was made for me by my sister-in-law. I've got a green linen tunic, again, made for me by my sister-in-law. I've got a pair of trousers given to me by my friend Kerry. I've got a wool tunic that's like quite a heavy, itchy wool tunic, I must add. Again, given to me by my friend Kerry. However, because I'm new to being in reenactment within the group, and this goes for pretty much any group out there as far as I'm aware, when you're new, you have to start from quite low down. Not everyone can just walk into reenactment and start being a jarl or a king or a lord or anything of high status. You got to work your way up. Even if you switch from one society to another, you still got to work your way up from the bottom. You can't go from, say, oh, the names escape me. Is that a bird? Regia. If you go from Regia Anglorum into the Vikings Reenactment Society, it's probably not going to be very well accepted that you might be a certain person of high status in Regia. You can't then just go straight into the Vikings Reenactment Society as an equal level person as you were at Regia, because you're joining a different society, there's different rules, there's different ways of doing things. Usually you have to start from the bottom up. So I have to start from the bottom up. So you just start from a lower status person, someone who's, not got particularly strong coloured clothing, because the higher status you were, the more money you had, and so the stronger colours you would be able to buy and wear, and the more nice things, the jewellery and bling you would have. I can't have that because I'm fairly low status. However, I have done a year now, so I can start building up a little bit. So that's a good thing. However, like I say, the hood I've got is a very deep, vibrant red. It's the same red as my friend Ash in the group is his tunic. Now, his impression is of the Germanbu soldier, who we think was someone of fairly high status. He has been in the group for quite a long time, so he can do that. My hood is the same red pretty much as his tunic, and so my hood is too high status for me. Give it a good 5-6 years, I can wear it. But right now, unfortunately, I can't. Same as the tunic that Kerry gave to me, the wool tunic. It's a very deep, dark red with very lovely tablet weaving going around the bottom of the skirt part of the kirtle, if you know what I mean. Again, I probably shouldn't wear it, however I did earlier this month because it's December, it was cold, and I wasn't just going to hang around in a linen tunic, a hat and trousers all day. That ain't going to happen. So I did wear it, and no one in the group really said anything or batted an eyelid, which is brilliant. Things I need to achieve. Number 1. I'm not making a written list about this. This is sort of all floating around in my head, and I'm sorry if I'm babbling. I need to make myself another linen tunic. I've got the linen, because my impression I'm going with is far less Scandinavian, more West Saxon, 9th century Saxon, based in Wessex, probably around the Cheddar area, because that's the area that the group reenacts in. That's the area that we're based in, is around Somerset. They do Hastings as well, but I'm never going to attend Hastings, it's too far away. So I'm going to be building my kit to be more of a Saxon scop, which would be the equivalent of a Scandinavian skald, so a poet, a musician, a singer. I will improve on the singing before I start doing that. So that's going to be my impression. However, the storyline, the background of my impression of the person I'm going to be in reenactment, which I still haven't thought of a name of, will be a case of I've run off with a bunch of Danes and Norwegians because they pay more for the music I make. So I get to have that crossover between being a Saxon and then hanging about with a bunch of Scandinavian Danes and Norwegians, maybe some Swedes, so I can have a few extra things in the display that have come from Scandinavia and not just Anglo-Saxon Britain. So that gives me a bit of a broader spectrum which I can display. So that's number 1. Other things I want to achieve. More furniture. Here is a statue of Thor, which is open to interpretation. It's from late 10th century Iceland. He sat on a chair. I'm going to recreate that chair, and that is going to be the chair I sit on where I play music. And everybody asks, has there been an archaeological discovery or find of that chair? I'm going to say no, but it is here in this statue. So that'll be one thing to make, the chair. I need to make a sea chest, because I need something. This is a Mastermere chest. Not every sea chest has to look like a Mastermere chest. Here are some other sea chests. I need to make one of those, so I can keep all my stuff that's fairly modern, phone, wallet, keys, food, other stuff, out of the way of the eye of the public, and it's all stored away in something. More musical instruments as well. One of the things, as you all see me playing, is 6 and 7 string harpers, lyres, whatever you want to call them. Here are some panpipes from Jorvik. I've had a crack at some panpipes, hasn't gone very well, but flutes are a little more tricky, but I will be getting lots of elder at some point. I'll just go out and harvest it, if you know what I mean, forage it, if you will. And yeah, I can start with a crack at some woodwind instruments. So I've got some friends, thankfully, within the sort of early medieval music and instrument world who will give me a lot of help and a lot of handy tips. You all know who you are, and I'm very thankful and grateful for you. Yeah, that's about it really. I'm not going to set too many achievements or goals to reach, because otherwise it's just going to get mad and I'm not going to be able to catch up with it, because I don't just have the reenactment as my hobby. I also ride BMX. I collect and paint Warhammer, both Warhammer 40,000 and Age of Sigmar. I've been doing that since I was maybe 12. I've been riding BMX on and off since I was 15. So these are very important parts of my life. Plus, I have a marriage to not end up divorced from, and a job to keep. And at somewhere around there, I've got to actually sleep and eat and tickle the cat. Yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Achievements for next year. Sort out some Anglo-Saxon kit. Make some more furniture for display. More instruments, definitely. And do more green woodwork, which is always more enjoyable than doing stuff and sanding it, because I hate the dust. I hope you all have a lovely New Year, and I hope you all have a lovely Christmas or Yule, or however, which way ever you celebrate it. I hope you're all well. I hope you're all safe. I hope you're all well fed, and I hope you're all having a good time. I will see you all next year. Thanks for watching, and thanks for all the support that I have had from people with this channel over the past year. It's been very humbling, and I feel very privileged to have people supporting me in that way. So thank you, and I'll see you all next year.